Hi, and welcome to a brief tutorial on how to post a new position on Handshake. First, starting off, go to My Diplomat. Once there, click on Human Resources because you are a human sourcing humans. Click on Handshake. If you're on the correct Handshake login, you'll see your department over here on the left-hand side, as well as the email address that you're trying to log into. If you're having any issues, you might be in the wrong account. Feel free to reach out to the Student Employment Office, and we'll be happy to guide you through the process. I'm going to go ahead and log into my Handshake account. Once you're in your Handshake account, any jobs that you've posted before will be listed right here that are live. Otherwise, we're going to do a brand new position, so we're going to post a job. We ask that you please have them apply in Handshake, even though you may be using an external Google Sheet. You have the option to do that. But we ask that you please do that. That way we can track what students apply and are interested in your position, and it helps us with our data. Job titles should always begin with the actual length of time of employment. So for example, this is going to be for the new academic year. So I'm going to say 2023, 2024 academic year, student employment office assistant. Now this position is for work aided only students. If it wasn't, I would just simply add the words unrestricted after the title. This notifies students that all students, regardless of work aid status, is allowed to apply for the position. But again, since this is only for work study, I'm going to take that off. Please make sure you click on On-Campus Student Employment. This is how they'll be able to filter for the position and find it. Should you select anything else, there will be delay by the Student Employment Office to locate your position and approve it. We would also change it to On-Campus Student Employment. This is a part-time position. This is a temporary position. Since this is for the next academic year, we're going to go ahead and start on the first academic year of employment, which is the 28th. And then also it's going to end in May. So we're going to May 2024. And that'll be the last day of employment. Is this a work study job? Yes, it is. If I selected unrestricted, I would select no, but it is. And I really don't want them to contact me before they actually apply. They can go ahead and apply. We're going to click next and we're going to click on details. It's very important in the details in the description box that you please follow our format, our template that we have available in the Student Employee Supervisors folder. Once you're in that folder, there's a little lighthouse. That's how you know we'll help guide you along the way. You're going to go into Handshake, and then we have our templates available. We have single day. We also have research assistants, everything that you need. This is the set template. The job title position should match the same job title that I just inputted on that first basics screen. Please make sure that they match. And this is exact template. In the beginning, you'll be describing briefly what you're expected of the role for the student, overview of what it is that they're actually doing, the department name, who they're reporting to, hours being offered, you have your options, schedule flexibility, you have some options in wording, length of time. This is what the actual length of employment is. And of course, in this situation, it'd be academic year, fall semester, spring semester, summer break. You also certainly have winter break as an option as well. And then the pay rate, any other pay rate above what is the wage scale set is approved by the Student Employment Office. Work requirements, please choose all that apply to that student as far as what they will be doing. You can then get specific in what it is a little bit, but these are all a set work requirement for all positions. The word extensive workflow is used whenever a position does not allow for students to do homework because they're expected to finish a task or project prior to leaving for their shift or during their shift. So it's important that you use language like this so it's very consistent for our students in seeing it. Tasks and duties, this is where we get specific. Candidate qualification, knowledge, skills, and other abilities, or KSOAs. Things are mandatory that always have to be in every description is that they must be a currently enrolled full-time student at Franklin Marshall College. Everything else can certainly be in there as well. In order to meet federal work study standards as far as guidelines as a posting, we cannot list if a student must be a first year, sophomore, junior, or senior in order for a position. Please decide on maybe coursework or other experiences that would denote that it is for a student, an upperclassman, but we are not by guideline standards expected to put in an actual graduation year or year of enrollment. Application process, please list that they're applying through Handshake, but also then what else they'll need to supply. If you don't request anything, nothing can be submitted. So make sure that if you would like a cover letter or answers to questions, you have freedom to ask for what you would like for the student to submit, and then we'll show you on the screen. So here's a template so we've given you a template up here. Here's an actual sample of a position. So I'm going to go ahead, and for this is actually accurate for what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and copy my sample. I'm just going to go ahead. You can actually download that on your computer, do your work. That way, this part of the description section in Handshake can go very quickly for you. So I'm actually just going to copy and paste that in. The note part always stays, so it allows you as the supervisor and the department to make changes to the responsibilities. I'm going to do a little bit of formatting. If you forget some of these formatting things, don't worry. The Student Employment Office, when we approve your posting, we'll be happy to make those adjustments for you. So if you do happen to miss something, don't worry. We'll take care of it. Our logo is always at the top in order for students to understand and to quickly see that this is actually an on-campus employment position, because only our on-campus employment positions have the logo above it. Again, I'm looking at everything that I'm requiring of the student. Formatting gets a little bit lost. So again, we'll make sure to fix it for you. So don't feel bad if you happen to miss something or you submit it to us this way. It's not a big deal. We'll be happy to take care of it. You'll see that I put a little bit more information on the advanced interpersonal skills for this position, because I want them to understand that they're going to have to provide some customer service. And then when we get to our tasks or TDRs, you'll notice they're very specific. The more specific you are, the better it is for the posting, so students understand what is expected of them, and also can also help you whenever you are working through disciplinary issues, that you can bring out this posting, demonstrate, show it to them, and then have conversations about what was expected of their position. Candidate qualifications, knowledge, skills, and other abilities, or KSOAs. This is where you're going to put in what you want as far as experience. So qualified students must have, preferred have, would like to, would like to have, or those, things that you're looking for the student. Remember, that must be a currently enrolled full-time student at Franklin and Marshall College, must be the first line, so we know that it is for a current student and not a alum. Going on, then we are looking at other things that are very specific. And again, in the template, we give you some suggestions of wording. But if you're looking for completion of a certain class or of an experience, please make sure to put that in here as well, because that can be very helpful for the students. Application process, again, be very specific, especially if you're going to interview. Please let them know what they need to submit. As you see here, I would like a resume and a cover letter. I also want them to answer very specific questions in the cover letter, which you are allowed to ask for. And I would like them to answer these two questions. I'm also letting them know after we review the application, we're going to select candidates to conduct an interview with, and also who on campus they can contact if they have any questions about the application process and the position. So the more information you can provide, the better off you are. I'm only hiring one student in this position for the fall. I'm also located in Lancaster. And that should be the same for everybody. This is a paid position. If this is an unpaid position, that's a completely different thing. That's a volunteer, and that's a volunteer form. That's a different process. Please be in touch with the Student Employment Office, and we will walk you through what that means. But this posting is for paid positions only. From here, you're going to select the exact amount, which matches exactly what my posting is. And remember, it defaults to resume, but I want a cover letter as well. You see they have a transcript or even other documents. If you don't check any of these boxes, none of those materials will be able to be uploaded by the student. So it's important that you do that, and it's important that you do note up in the application process what you would like them to do. If you just say apply through Handshake, all you're going to get is a list of names. So there's just an apply button, and they'll click it, and you'll just see a list of names. In the next screen, which is preferences, we ask that you please keep this optional, that you should not really fill this out, especially school years. It's kind of a matching tool, which you can use, but it honestly is not required since the way the federal worksite guidelines are. But you can, if you would like to, if that is something important, helping you with matching with students. But understand, some students do not completely fill out their profile until they're usually a junior or a senior and later down the line. So this can kind of exclude some applicants. But what you do definitely want to do is know where the applicant package recipient is, meaning who's going to get the names. It defaults to the person posting, which is me. And I'm going to, I want to have all my position emails of of applicants, not only when my position actually expires, but also every time a new one applies, because I want to kind of keep on top of things. So I have to decide that I want to send all applicants. In the next screen, which is schools, this is where we attach it to Franklin and Marshall. Since in my Handshake contact, I have listed Franklin and Marshall as the college, then I'm able to just automatically make that selection. Otherwise, you can definitely type in search and then add the college. The application start date, of course, I'm going to have them apply much later since I'm looking for something for next academic year. And you can change the time as well. But for me, 12 a.m., that works. I'm going to have it expire, though, on October 1st. You're always able to extend an expiration time for an application, so that's not a problem. Do your best, guessing at what time you would like that to be. And again, 12 a.m., that looks fine to me. We're going to go next, and we're going to go to the preview screen. This is an interesting screen because there's nothing you need to do, and actually it doesn't look like that for all the candidates in Handshake. So our students don't see it this way, but you can take a quick look and see a little bit of what it will look like to them, just not in this layout. Go ahead and click Save. And that is it. In just a little over 10 minutes, you've been able to put in a Handshake posting. And to share this with your students, the best way to do it is to click on Overview, and then just copy the URL address and then send that to the students. You are allowed to do that while it's in the process of being reviewed. That is not a problem. Once it's been approved by the Student Employment Office, it will go live and students will be able to see it, but you are able to share that link well ahead of time. That's it for posting on Handshake. I hope that was helpful and brief and short. But if you have any questions or need additional guidance, please reach out to the Student Employment Office. We are more than happy to guide you through the Handshake process and get your position up on the website. Thanks so much.